Yo, everyone, it's the Black Intellectual here. Just coming to drop some knowledge real quick. I'm probably not going to be doing any more videos that have music on them. It's just not really working out as well as I would like because the songs I've been picking be fire, but I can't have them drowning out my voice in any of the videos. So basically, what I'm here to talk about is how, like, now it's like the apology for black men. And I'm like, man, this year just couldn't get any weirder. I'm like, now people are apologizing to us because it's like, oh, we're sorry, black men. And I'm like, after y'all let all of October go by, all of October with all the shunning, the disrespect, the shaming, all of that shit coming out of people's mouths over October. It was even before October, but October, it was like worse. Like I said in the previous videos, I'm going to keep iterating it. Magic Johnson was goofy. Barack Obama was super tone deaf, super goofy. Then you had Spike Lee pulling up with his crap. And I'm like, bruh, you know what goes on towards black men on all cases and all times. You make movies about it. You used to make beautiful movies about it back in the day. Then Michelle Obama just pulled up. Michelle Obama was just the final nail in the coffin. And it amazed me because like going through this whole thing, I'm like, man, black men get blamed for everything. It's like we really can't win for losing out here, bro. Excuse me. And it's just like, yo, like, what do we gotta do? Like, what do we have to do to really make our move, to make a point that like we are allowed to have a choice? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, yo, all this year, especially around July when Biden dropped out of the race, it was like, oh, well, now it's time for black men to show up for this black woman. And if you don't, you're weird. Joy Reid's goofy behind and a bunch of other people. And it's like, so we're still going to sit here and act like she didn't run off identity like Obama did back in 2008. And we voted for Obama for 8 years. And look where that got us. It really didn't get us anywhere. And I just think it's crazy. Like, as black men, we really are not allowed to go against the grain. It's like, excuse me, do what your mama raised you to do what your sisters told you to do. You got to accept stuff you don't want. You got to do whatever without thinking about it. You're supposed to give your participation, give your hand and everything. And you are not allowed to have an opinion. You're not allowed to have any kind of thought as to does this make sense or not. And now in 2024, we saw 20% of black men make that choice. And look what they got for it. Mind you, we still showed up more for Kamala Harris than any other race of man did because, again, black men are the most progressive men. We've always voted progressively. We voted high for Hillary Clinton, remember? It's just sad. It's like being a black man, it's like you get all the blame with none of the reward. Nobody gives a damn about what you think, what you feel, what hurt you, what's hurting you. But you're still expected to show up. You're still expected to perform. You're still expected to appear, even die for a group of people who really don't even respect us. And it's not even just black women. It's the country as a whole. Like, we see what they've done to the community. And I love that black men this year stayed up said, like, yo, we've been asked to vote Democrat for over half a century, and nothing has happened. And I'll state it before here in Philadelphia. I want to iterate this. Black people have voted Democrat. We have not had a Republican mayor in Philadelphia since 1952. Believe it or not, everyone likes to talk about Frank Rizzo, but he was a Democrat from 1971 to 1980, which was like his little mayoral term here in Philly. And guess what he did? As a Democrat who loves black people, he stripped the Black Panthers down naked, had them in front of a house naked outside with guns pointed at them by the police. Since we've never had a Republican mayor, I can't say, hey, look, a Republican did this. Like, yes, did Frank Rizzo die as a Republican? Yeah, but that was towards the end of his life. For like the last 5 years of his life, he was a Republican. But for most of his political career, he was a Democrat. And that still didn't wake black people up. As a matter of fact, we might have gotten worse. I'm starting to think we got like Stockholm syndrome or something. It's so weird. And that was a bunch of black men there too. And black men still vote Democrat at a very annoying level. But yeah, we've been voting Democrat for so long. Our schools, our neighborhoods, everything looks the same, if not worse. They have proven to us that they don't give a damn about us. Yes, they promote black women because black women are loyal to them and refuse to understand that they're not on their team either. Once they lose their black women base, who do they have? Because unfortunately, white women did not show up for Kamala Harris like they were campaigning they would. As soon as the doors closed and it was time for them to choose patriarchy or feminism, they chose the patriarchy because they know they benefit from it. They know black women don't. So why would they give it up to live like y'all? I think that's just a sign that we need to really like band together. Like we can be progressive as a community. That's not the problem. The problem is the fact that now everybody wants to apologize to black men because of what happened with the election when we weren't even the cause of it. We might have been a little fracture. Like we actually do have a part to play. But we're tired of giving the Democrats our vote for nothing. And I think black women and people in general who are liberal are going to have to understand that. We want respect. We want economic growth. We want generational wealth. We're tired of getting it from the mud all the time. Like I said, I'm proud of black men. I'm proud of black men in this election. This was a beautiful year for black men. This was a year for our voice to finally get heard. I hope this is a freaking melting pot of more of that to come, an avalanche. Just keep making our voices be heard because we deserve to be heard. We've been making moves out here, but we do it quietly. And that's the part that they're afraid of. But yeah, everyone want to apologize to black men, but nobody has yet to apologize for the prison industrial complex, for burning down the establishments we created. Nobody's apologizing for ruining our image on television and movies. Nobody's apologizing for any of this. But the one time somebody wants to apologize is because a certain person didn't get elected, but we got blamed for it and find out, oh no, we did show up. Goofy. And I think this is just a good sign that black men are finally starting to be seen differently. I told you, I've always told people, once black men decided, you know what, we don't care what people think anymore, that's when it was going to happen. And this year was the year to prove it. There were a good amount of black men who didn't vote, and there were a good amount of black men who did. And that's a good sign. No, no, nothing from me. I'm not giving you my vote. That's what I did. I said, I know I'm not going to get anything, whether I vote for Trump or Kamala. So why give them my support if they're not going to support me? And a good amount of brothers felt that way. I think my boy Eric Bell, that's my man over there. I think he said the same thing. He was just like, nah, bro. And Professor Black Truth even stated it, like, which y'all should listen to both of these brothers. Professor Black Truth was like, no, no reparations, no black, anti-black hate crime bill, none of that stuff, no vote. And I stood on that. I'm standing on it right now, and I will stand on it until it happens. Somebody gonna sign something. Black men gonna get something, and that's just what it is. So yeah, the fact that everybody's just apologizing to us for this, apologize for a lot of stuff. Y'all need to apologize for lying on us, tearing us through the mud, destroying our image that we're fighting desperately to get back. Y'all need to apologize for lying on us about not loving our kids. The fact that most black men, 54%, don't have kids, but the small number of men making all the kids are the problem, but y'all are putting us all in this big old pot. Now they need to apologize for that too. Oprah had to admit it, that the fatherlessness in the black community is really kind of like a lie. Even Oprah had to admit it. And that might be one of the biggest things that needs to be apologized for. I don't have any children, and I would love to have them. But right now, it's just not making sense. I'm not married, and I don't want to have kids unless I am. And I think a lot of black men, especially younger black men, I'm hoping y'all listening, need to move the same way. Because this world is always going to be against us. Black men, the world is always on our ass, bro. All the time. It's a bad joint out here. Like, it's a bad joint. The situation is goofy. Know what I mean? Like, we just got a lot to work on. And I think we're gonna have to do that first. We're gonna have to put our heads down and get it right. And maybe we'll see a change on the other side with our women. But right now, they're still latched onto the demos. I wish they would latch on to being independent, but that's that's just like a wishful pipe dream. But for right now, black men, I'm proud of y'all. We did what we had to do. We made our voices heard. We forced some respect somewhere, and this is a start. And I genuinely think black men are back after 2024. I think black men's landmark is about to get a lot bigger going forward. So with that being said, I'm out. I try not to do too much rambling or go too long, like 10, 15 minutes max. That's kind of like my goal. If I end up doing a long one, it's because it was an important topic. But I'm hoping y'all be good out here, be safe. I'm signing off until the next one. Till next time.